guess we don't have to do the drink pour thing. Just rock and roll with that. So Tamner's going to give us an official, announcement here in his second native tongue.
Yep.
Before we do that, though, he just had to use those same skills to speak to one of our fluent Spanish-speaking patients that I had seen a long time ago, and he just came in right before this, and Tanner just like walked out there. He was like, "Oh, what's up?"
Yep.
Not in English though, in Spanish, and handled it for us. So, give us the intro, man.
Yep. Bienvenidos a todos a Semana en Repaso, la edición Los Calientes. So,
Translation:
welcome to this week's Week in Review, Hot Ones edition.
The Week in Review, a podcast for clinicians, by clinicians, all on the path to clinical mastery and having a hell of a time along the way.
Let's go!
Oh.
He didn't say that at all.
I was just lying.
Yeah, you better keep closed captioning off.
So yeah, Hot Ones edition. We got me and this guy, Alex Coleman. Yeah. So who's the crew? Do we have to do intros at this point?
I mean, I don't know.
For him, we do. Nobody knows who he is. Seth. We also have special guests. Come on,
Keep that head over
Tyler. Tyler, coming in from Logan. So yeah, we got the crew. Tamner, AC. Can we just Daniel, me, the ice cream man.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, he is prepped.
Jugs. I'm excited.
This is just his drink. Just chilling.
This is the half pint ice cream. I've got a half gallon ready to go. I've got the mini little birthday cups. I've got this water and another water, and then the pitcher back there.
Yeah. So before we get rolling on the case, we're all going to give a rundown of our individual tactics to deal with the heat before we get into the case. And I'm going to deliver the first case. So my thought process is, I'm a fan of Hot Ones. You've kind of seen Gordon Ramsay spraying lemon and lime juice. He ate a donut.
Getting sets out. You just said I'll have some ice cream. Seth said he wanted it. Here you go.
Anyway, so I went with the Sour Patch Kids.
Get back in there.
Sour, sweet, a little bit of citrus. I'm going to compete with the other taste buds, see how it goes. Might be coming out my nose. I don't know. We'll see. What do you got, Seth? He was churning the ice cream over here while I was talking. So
I had my maid doing it for me. Oh yeah. I had the Bluebell, the fancy homemade vanilla,
Real ice cream.
and then real ice cream, not fake. And then we have
We got some baby ones in
some
here.
of our baby ones. Yep,
Ooh,
ready to go. That's for the tongue. This is for the stomach and the throat. Yep.
There we go.
what you got, Tanner?
I'm doing all natural. We're doing some honey. It worked pretty well on the vocal cords, and hopefully you get a little sweet and a little like throat coat kind of thing. So we're just gonna mess around with that.
Yes, sir.
What you got?
All right, so similar to Beau's idea of the sour, I'm using some lime juice. Hopefully it works for me. It did not for Gordon Ramsay.
And we all have milk and water. Like that's staples. These are our individual. There may be some cross pollination if somebody's like this is working.
Dying.
Like
Yeah. And then I'll get some mint ice cream because I
fancy
heard
brand.
mint was supposed to be
Yeah.
somewhat better. We'll see.
Yeah, I was in a fasted state so that this beer will hit me a little faster. So it'll actually
Not trying to put anything in, just don't want to feel anything.
don't want to feel anything. I got some peanut butter over here, some lime juice, some citrus, little ice creams. Got a Reese's ice cream in the freezer just in case backup or.
Shut around out here.
That's good. But are you using this?
Oh, I plan on coating my tongue in peanut butter and then eating the second row of wings.
This may just be the best lunch we've ever had. That's what it ends up
I
being.
already had lunch.
Yeah. Seth is the only person that ate a full meal of food before he did this.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
In our true prep before this was a shot of Fireball, which
Yeah.
may seem counterintuitive. Maybe it's just priming the engine.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I've got the engine with milk.
All right, let's get rolling. So first case, mine's actually, I think, a really easy case, but I think it's that's why I'm speaking about it. So this is a guy that I first saw May of last year, so 2022. He's 61-year-old male dentist, retired Air Force pilot, which does play into what he's dealing with now. Initially came into the farm, well, actually not May, April of 2022 with complaint of low back pain, right thigh, and right lower leg pain. He did have a knee replacement 8 years prior to coming in on that right side. He notes that it's worse with standing walking for prolonged periods of time, better with sitting, no prior treatment. It gets really bad. He's a dentist while he's at work, sitting procedures, always leaning into this left side. He goes to the gym 3-4 days a week. He hikes. They have a house up in North Georgia. And he plays golf, but he has not been playing golf because of the back kind of radiating pain. Not necessarily that he can't do it. He's afraid it's going to get worse. And he's like, I can't not practice. So I've kind of had to like pull back on that. The reason that the Air Force pilot thing matters is he flew an F-4 Phantom, if anybody knows what that was, like a old school Vietnam jet. We talked about that a little bit because I'm kind of a jet nerd. The cockpits of those things are literally like if you've ever ridden the worst wooden roller coaster in your life. I mean, we're just talking like all over the place. And he goes, yeah, the incidence of like low back pain in those pilots is almost 100%. So that plays into it. Good thing going for him is super active guy. He's actually pretty mobile, which we're going to see in the top tier here in a second, but let's get into it. So this is, you know, the first time that I saw him, and I saw him a total of 6 times over the course of 2 months last year. And then, you know, the case is going to go into, he ended up coming in, let's look at his last visit for this year, July 31st of this year. And that's where we're going to kind of pick it up here in a second. So he comes in, functional non-painful, cervical spine flexion, upper extremity pattern 2, and bilateral multi-segmental rotation. So he moves decent there. Everything else is dysfunctional non-painful. So we can't recreate any back pain or radicular pain with anything else on top tier movement. When we watch him walk, Seth is prepping. Was that your stomach?
No, that was his.
Oh.
I told you I ate.
All right, man. Just checking. On gait, the only thing of note, which plays, I mean, if you're playing the clinical game, you're already thinking what? Stenosis, right? 61, you know, fighter pilot. Bilateral hip extension was decreased on gait. So we, you know, from a classical stenosis standpoint, that can drive symptoms. Then we got to figure out, well, does he actually lack it, or is he just not like accessing it because it may make him worse? Decreased ankle dorsiflexion bilateral, which I think would just go hand in hand. All the neuro exams were normal. And then, as you can imagine, this guy's got a pretty stiff mid-thoracic spine. He's 61, he's been in a seated posture as a dentist for a while, seated posture as a fighter pilot. Sacral counter nutation plays into the thought that maybe flexion, right? That's another restriction. Trigger points in bilateral lats and thoracic spine erector spine, like just a very clean, like kind of what you expect. No positive orthos. Now in this scenario, like what are we going to use the pain audit? Like I literally can't reproduce this guy's pain whatsoever. I don't have one. I mean, I don't have a pain audit, which I actually think helped me in this case, and maybe in a lot of cases, because you're not like chained to pain. You just kind of know like, hey, this is the presentation of classic stenosis. The right side's maybe getting torn up because of how your knee was before the knee replacement, right? Alter mechanics. So we get into it with the typical stuff, right? We start with flexions, just supine flexions right away. Well, the limiter there is his knee. He doesn't have terminal flexion of his knee. So he's probably at like 110 or something. So what do? We move to seated. Well, seated was not really a home run. So we moved immediately first visit to Jefferson curls, which we've been doing a lot with stenotic patients now. And this is last year still. So we moved to Jefferson curls first visit. And I'm like, you know, I've already kind of told him to lay the land, like, hey, we need to offload your symptoms by getting your lumbar spine to flex. But the end game is getting your T-spine to extend better and then move through your hips, which on exam, passive hip range motion actually exists. So he's just not accessing it. So we run into flexions. He comes back the next visit, 0 pain. And he goes, the only time I'll have pain now is if I stand for a long time. And he was getting ready to go hike in North Georgia. And the next weekend I go, well, we're just going to see how it acts and go walk and do all that stuff. So he goes out, walks. He goes, yeah, I started to have pain in my hip, but then all I had to do was like sit down on a rock or a stump or something and do the seated flexions instead. And he goes, basically goes away. So we only go through, let me look here.
We have 45 seconds till round 1.
Oh, dear God.
So just want to let you know.
Well, let's just take the wing now. We'll catch the mark after this.
All
All right, give us the rundown, Tanner.
Okay, so pass, grab a wing for everybody.
ready.
First sauce here, this is the classic chili maple. And let's see, there we go. Got it
Good
focus
tanner.
there. This is 1600 Scoville units. So we already bagged these up and put the sauce on all of them. So here's hot one, number one.
All right.
Cheers, Jim.
Cheers.
Wing cheers.
Eye contact.
Wing.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, as we were cooking the wings on the grill today, we put some foil over the grill. This is my old grill from my house, and the entire grill caught on fire. So the wings, we saved them just in time, but they're a little crispy, which I think is going to override some of the heat, to be honest with you. And we made an agreement, not a rule. You eat the whole wing if you can, unless you're suffering. We're also hungry, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's good right there.
I'm really not too hungry.
You already eaten half that gallon just today?
No.
No, that was
Yeah, that was really just part of his store. These are also
waiting in line.
These are also Publix wings, so if you're a Publix wings fan, you ain't gonna waste these things.
Shout out.
I mean, this is nothing.
To our
No,
sponsor.
nothing.
No.
It's a good place to start.
Cake, baby.
I mean,
The 1600, that's like less than Cholula.
oh,
Yeah, don't hit on Cholula.
It's my favorite commercial.
Hey,
yeah. What's everybody's staple? I'm a Cholula
I
guy.
like Cholula.
Yeah.
I do like Cholula.
Not from a wing.
That El
No.
Yucateco was good.
Yeah, I think Cholula's pretty good, and I like Yucateco stuff.
Yeah.
We winging in here too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what
you
you
plan
do
on
with
using
your
your
wing.
trash can for?
All
right.
Charles.
So one wing down, we're good. So we're going on a 5-minute interval. So that's going to give us pleasant intervals. We're trying not to get two in the case. So anyways, as I said, we saw Mark for 8 visits overall. By the 3rd visit, we were already in kind of like a training mode, like going after kettlebell deadlifts. Like we just went from Jefferson curl to T-spine, like manual seated extensions, Levitt style, kind of thoracic wall uprighting, like anything we could to go after foam rolling his T-spine, all that stuff, which he was doing a lot of this. He goes to the gym.
Can you describe a Levitt mobilization?
Yeah. I mean, it's also like kind of MPI, like somebody's seated, elbows bent, their tricep or humerus is kind of on your arms, and you're just kind of using your leg and your arm to kind of mobilize them.
How many visits by this point?
So I'm trying to give you the brief history before. So I saw him a total of 8 visits last year, taking him from, Jefferson curls to eliminate pain, working on T-spine extension. And I'm just kind of giving you the lay of the land of working them into overhead, like walking lunges. Like we were like, you got to get hip extension, overhead, uprighting. We got him all the way there. I mean, this guy had no pain. The limiter became his knee. Like he, couldn't do certain stuff because of that. What I wanted to get to on that is he literally leaves and I'm like, well, I don't want to, just send you off into no man's land, but like, you're really good. You're active. He was golfing by this point, hiking, no problems whatsoever. And I got to take a drink here.
Oh.
Dang.
But we have the conversation that stenosis is management, not treatment. And he got it. He's a dentist, he's a very bright guy. So he is gone. I didn't tell him to leave forever, but I don't see him. So that means he's doing good. I told him checking quarterly, we'll check in on stuff. So he comes back, as I said, in July of this year, July 31st. And patient's complaint, his last name doesn't matter. He said he's been dealing with the same symptoms as before since Memorial Day. This is July. So 2 months worth of the same symptoms. It takes him that long to be like, I guess I'll go back to the farm. He also got an epidural the week before he shows up to our office.
Good.
The reason I brought this case up was the harder part of our job is education. Like we're all pretty good at treatment. We usually know what we're aiming at. And then like we absolutely destroy it with this guy, right? He's out there doing everything, overhead lunges, golfing. Not only does he not come in for 2 months, we told him to come in quarterly, right? He gets an epidural, he shows up with what? No pain. And I was like, well, that's fine, right? That actually gives us a kind of opportunity to work in a pain-free realm on rehab. So he comes in and goes, what? I just don't understand. Like, what's different? Nothing. It's management. And again, this isn't a mind-blowing, like complex, like cool case. It's just, he came back in, And the things I left him with was concepts like intra-abdominal pressure, like you got to feel your upper T-spine in a deadlift, like you got to know where you're getting your extension. So what do? We go right back to fundamentals. And, you know, even though we're 30 seconds out, even though we had left him in a really good spot, he even says, you were in on that visit.
Sure
Oh yeah, I got all this stuff down. I got the intra-abdominal pressure. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. So I could have made a big mistake. We're gonna pause again. All right, give us a rundown, Tanner.
Number 2, we're doing a curry verde sauce. This one's 6,000 Scoville. So here's,
So we went 1,300, 6,000.
yep.
All right.
This is a small jump.
Yep. This is a giant wing.
Good.
I'm going, where's the small ones on those last 3?
Really can taste the burntness.
That's straight up tinfoil.
Yeah.
I think it's helping hide some of the
Not
heat.
catching spice, I'm getting aluminum.
I do think that is actually aluminum.
I'm getting Alzheimer's if we should.
Well, you're closer than the rest of it.
At least I'll have my feet that are diabetes, man.
That wasn't all me. There's like 3 other people.
It's so good.
It's heating up on all fronts, the insults, the wings,
Really good. Oh,
the Scoville unit reading.
It really can taste heat and just taste
no,
burnt.
that's good.
I just bit my tongue on that one. So the sauce is going straight to the bloodstream.
Talking about fire in the veins right there.
And start
Is
talking,
it-
you got 4 minutes.
Has anybody ever done a wing eating contest?
Aaron Meyer probably had.
I saw you guys did some
Yeah, we did more like bulk food eating. So
I saw a burger with a bunch of waffle fries.
yes, that was hard. Yeah, so that was after so I don't know how many of you guys are from Iowa, but if you're ever in like the Altoona, Iowa area, go in yeah,
2 cows listening and a guy.
yeah, 7 to 1 pigs to people. So you heard it here first.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Jethro's barbecue did the Adam number, or at least attempted it, but it was tough. So Aaron, if you are out there, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Got it. Right back to Mark.
Yep.
As I said, not a complex case. I think a cool case to highlight the harder part of our job sometimes, that we lay him back in 3 months supine. And I was like, you know, he's kind of stirred up because he's like, what did I do wrong? What am I not doing? He's kept up. I mean, he's a type A, he's a fighter pilot, he's a dentist, like he's done it all. And he goes, what have I done wrong? I go, maybe nothing. Let's check. He thinks he literally verbally, I got this down terrible, right? Well, part of the reason it's terrible, if you have this kind of turtle shell that you got to move around of your thoracic spine, it's hard to get yourself into a centrated position to make this good. So I was like, we got to start here. He goes, oh, really? I mean, he's literally just like, you know, first visit still shaking. But that's why this is a management case, and you got to know when to pull that trigger. I mean, we said that with a couple of people this week. Like, it's not a fix, it's management. That's a lot of people overall. So we worked on that. Then we worked on what? T-spine extension, and then you saw him for a visit, didn't you?
Mhm.
What did you guys end up working on? Because that's the last time we've seen him.
Ooh, yeah, I did first position with him for T-spine extension. I took him back to some of the stuff that you did
Mhm.
previously, going against the wall, trying to get your back flat, reaching arms straight up over, and
Yeah.
basically trying to get some actual like axial extension through there.
you guys do hinges or things like that? Can't remember.
Do hinges?
Because that was something we worked on like visit 3 back. The first time was kettlebell deadlifts because he had no feedback loop on like if his T-spine was extending, like that was all
Mhm.
lumbar spine. He couldn't differentiate the two, which
I think I might have thrown some cups on his lumbar spine as well and had
Just
to
for
do some like
feedback.
bird dog.
Yeah.
Bird dogs. Jeez, cat cow.
The other
Some type of animal thing.
But I'm just kind of going back through his notes here. And then I mean, again, he has no pain in his back, but he also had an epidural. So we're not like, I kind of like those cases where you're not having to like play that game of like, oh, how your symptoms doing? How your symptoms doing? They've heard me, I'll say this before. I'd like it if I didn't have to ask about pain. You kind of have to, because people expect it. But like I was in Prague this last week at DNSD, and all of the Prague PTs, like they didn't even want us to know what the complaint was. They wanted to just go through the assessment, not knowing, you know, what the complaint was, where the pain was. draw it out, and then you'd still be treating whatever, function change, dysfunctional, whatever you want to call that thing you were going after, regardless of complaint. I think that's what we should all be trying to do more and more. Otherwise, you do what? We could just sit there and flex a spine, he gets feeling better, and you're like, oh, you are good. And he's not out of here for a year pain free. He's out of here 3 months and he's back. And now we're sitting on a, backwards trajectory. So again, not a complex case. Classic stenosis with a radiculopathy, one side. And that was largely for me based on how he moved around that right side and his knee. But realize when you're working with patients, like you've got to, I feel like I'm pretty good. Obviously, I didn't do a good enough job. So I think that's on me, not him. Wing 3 already?
Yeah, doc. Well, 15 seconds.
It's worse than an EMOM.
So, which he also didn't have. You're saying he didn't have pain just at all the second time.
By the time he had an epidural, and he said that epidural, which is kind of interesting because epidurals do not have a high efficacy rate with stenotic.
Yeah.
And he had bilateral symptoms. He had right side of it. He had bilateral, like left hip stuff too. Let's eat this wings up. Keep check. So sorry, wait, gotta get to down.
It's zesty lemon pepper, and this one is $15.50.
That wing's actually coated. That one's coated pretty well.
I told you there's gonna be a sleeper wing in each
I
bag.
think that was the first one that I shook up in the bag. So
It's not hot, but it just has a lot on there.
I think the burnt is hiding a lot of it.
The burnt.
We'll see how that lasts about round 7, 8.
What's that make it run to the bathroom?
It grows a little bit. Yeah,
Oh,
that's like tip of the tongue. I think back of the throat. Yeah, that's what she said. I get it.
One of my patients today asked if this was like a frat house.
Go sideways too.
And I said, well, Sloan's not in the office. Bridget's out. So, and we have a shadow here today. She's like, what? Yeah, pretty much is.
I think number 2 was hotter than number 3.
Yeah, that was sweet, kind of.
Yeah.
Dude, this is just good lunch.
The good second one. I'm gonna be so heavy on that boulder wall today.
Oh yeah.
Take a moment and note our words now.
Yeah.
And then just
When we're all
Time stamp.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep going, I'm just so full. Okay, but why did he not go? Why did he not come straight here?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in my last note was quarterly. Like that's what I'd marked. Like you're coming in, it's management.
Right.
We get along great personally. I thought I did a great educational job. He understands everything, like really to a T. Don't know. So I'm saying, like, I think I need to have a better interaction of like them giving it back to me, not me. Like, I think they understand it. Like, hey, why are we checking in every quarter? Because this man, like, like literally make them say it back to me, which we all know we're supposed to do, but I probably didn't. I just said, oh, this is a smart guy that's in the medical field. He gets it. I mean, I thought I was pretty overt with everything. It just didn't piss me off, but I was like, 2 months of pain, don't come see me. Getting an epidural before you come. But again, type A hypervigilant. He's like, what did I do wrong? I gotta get rid of pain. But like I said, the crazy thing is that an epidural was that effective. Like that almost makes me think not mechanical pain, right? So I don't know. There is that factor too.
I feel like he's still at that age you said too, where it's like it could be.
62 now or 61. That's still fairly young for symptoms. Barring, I don't know how bad his knee was before he had it replaced. Like how much valgosity and internal rotation he had, and what his gait looked like. I don't know. It's just, I think it's a good learning opportunity that like make sure not that you think they understand, that they do understand before they like leave your office for that last visit before a long-term check-in.
Was there a reason for him getting the injection, like the doctor did it, or was it just like
the guy? He's friends with he practices in I think Sylacauga. It's a small town, knows the guy, went and asked him for it. It's just very interesting because I wouldn't think an epidural is going to help that at all. And again, is that placebo, chronic pain stuff? I don't know. Nothing fancy on the exam. It literally is a classic stenosis case where you work from flexion to extension, loading that pattern at the end to get him out of your office, and he was doing good until he wasn't. Any other questions on that one?
This wasn't the same dentist that you went in like a deep phenotype discussion with.
What do you mean?
That's
What was it?
That's the other 6.
I was about to say there was a specific dentist a couple years ago. It may have been even when I was a student. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like you came back in, you were like, yeah, we started discussing this, and I was like, oh, okay, just diving in the weeds there.
No, that was another Air Force guy though. The practice here. Funny enough, younger guy. Yeah, not him.
We have 52 seconds.
Yeah, I think another key thing too is like helping clarify and letting people know when you can manage things like conservatively, like 100%. Like, hey, if you have flare-ups or whatever, like report back here, because a lot of people will be searching for an answer and they're gonna kind of run all over the place. So
and I've always felt like we've done a really good job of people knowing we're the center of a lot of their care. We're not care, but they come to us for a lot of stuff. I just it does. It's like I said, I wasn't upset. I was just surprised. Yeah. Like I thought I did a better job than that. So calling myself out on the education piece, I guess.
The stomach's kind of low key now.
okay, this next one is chile lengua de fuego. So this is
I got it.
hot
Translate.
hot fire chili tongue. This 36,500 Scoville.
Let's go.
This one says it's got chocolate in it too.
What is this? This is happening.
This has got chocolate in it. You're winning.
This one's got chocolate.
All right. Cheers. Good grief.
What was the scope code of this one?
36.
3650.
It's a little more than the others.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Got a little sweetness.
I like it.
That's good.
These are some craft.
You should dip it in the ice cream.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
These are some craft hot sauces right here. We've been eating the Budweiser hot sauces.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you notice the first row too, all look like stuff you would actually buy from the store.
Yeah.
And then the second row looks like
Pretty much a writing
I
on
don't
that.
know why I'm eating these.
Well, I'm gonna just say, if people ever watching this show, they're little bitch babies.
Well,
We watched last night.
Theo,
Theo got to 4 and he was kind of like, Then he didn't budge again until 7 or 8.
Like he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do an audio
also-
stitch of Beau's statement a little later on, feel free to put that over him.
I think these are good though.
Yeah.
But that was the best session we won so far.
at what point was Gordon?
I don't
what are you
remember.
doing?
I don't want to drink anymore.
Has anybody
drinking
not
milk already?
Has anybody not used their remedy yet?
I haven't used it. Yeah.
I mean, just water.
I'm just beer.
I just want something
Okay.
else.
I'm just
I
eating
mean, I
it.
guess I've been using it, but I've kind of just been eating it
Yeah.
because it's like melting.
We're in Alabama. We're going full football mode. Just having some fun. Getting ready for football this weekend. RTR.
Roll down, Dad.
Before we get to your case, I think we've had maybe not more, but I feel like we've had a rash of stenosis cases, which I've done one here in the past 2 episodes. As much as there may be a phenotype and a typical play with a stenosis case, like they all are a little bit different, obviously. But I'm telling you, if there was a playbook for an etiology, like pretty easy one. So like what I said here, I'm just saying if you're ever lost on a case, which I don't think we would be, like that's one where you can have like a playbook. It's like TMJ. You're like most of the time it's going to be that, but I think a lot of people never get to that like extension, loaded extension, multi-segmental extension piece and just kind of leave them in the middle of there. So that'd be my last 2 cents on that one.
All right.
What you got, man? How much time we got for next one?
2.5.
All right.
Let's give it.
I'm going to get interrupted. But, okay. So, we have a 53-year-old female.
I start digging through my cooler now.
You should slam it. You should slam your water bottle on your sword in the tile.
Okay. 5 words in. Interrupted. Classic.
Can you hand me that?
Okay. 53-year-old female. Bilateral anterior thigh pain, burning that began in November, December of last year. She's a middle school English teacher and she didn't really know why it started. She works out a lot. She does hot yoga. Looking at her, you wouldn't
Like she has menopause and does yoga, or she goes to a hot yoga studio.
She goes to a hot yoga studio.
Just do that.
And Tanner was there with me, so he'll probably add in some stuff here throughout. But she works out a lot. But you wouldn't look at her and go, "Oh, you're in really, really good shape, right? You're not overweight, but you're like, oh, she's kind of normal person." Yeah. But I mean, she might work out 3 times a day at Hotworks.
Jesus.
Yeah.
A
So,
day.
yeah.
She's a teacher?
Well,
Just
this
during
was summer, probably more during summer, right? Because I first saw her.
Just go work
before
out
school
outside
started.
now, damn it.
Yeah, that too.
Could have been August.
Yeah.
So she was having those symptoms from December, November, and then shortly thereafter, she had complete relief until May. So I've seen her, this was like early August. And then for the last few months, she's been able to work out, sit, walk, doesn't have any pain. It's when she stands for a prolonged period of time. So when she's teaching or at school, she does the like car rider line at the end of the day. And she goes, yeah, when I have taught like 3 classes in a row and then I have the carpool line, that's when it starts to bother me. We're gonna have to wing it up, aren't
We
we?
got 30 seconds to wing it up.
Wing it, we'll come
Okay.
back.
Let's hit it. What number are we on? 5?
Yeah.
Las Calientes.
Yeah. Okay. Here is
That one lingered.
A little bit.
here's the Los Calientes. This one is 49,000.
You mean that's skill?
How many? 45?
Publix has
49.
You look
Yeah.
at the.
Yeah.
I took the small one. This
Yeah,
time.
these all have
49K.
like this has a bunch of steroids,
So y'all know.
aluminum in it. Yeah, this is
Like, there's aluminum.
Boston didn't have it.
like when we said the girl was on fire,
49.
like it melted the tongs that I was trying to get it out with. Like that's how hot it was.
The last one tasted better.
Yeah.
This tastes like a wing I would get at a restaurant. Like the taste of it.
Oh, yeah. This is not bad. How do we know we got enough on these things?
We put quite a bit in the bag.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not bad at all.
I bet one was getting a punch in the face. That cough or- you-
Yeah.
I'm bronchitis.
It's like contagious though.
Okay.
That one came in the back door.
That's our first row of sauces done.
Down the half.
Honestly, that one, not too bad.
No,
I think 4 was the
4 was better than that. Yeah, 4 was more than that.
4 was the hottest, but it tasted the best of the first row.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That and one. I thought, like,
I was watching the Steph Curry one last night,
Mhm.
and they come up to the like producer comes on stage. She goes, "You know, you don't have to eat the whole wing, right?" He goes, "I'm hungry, man." Like,
Dang right. All right.
This ice cream didn't melt you guys.
That's what I said. All right, so
I got the small one.
so the pain is not necessarily reproduced mechanically with any movement. It's just like I said, with prolonged standing. So it's hanging out a little bit.
Is on the back.
Pertinent prior medical history. She had some precancerous cells removed from her uterus or from her cervix in 2006 or 2016. Can't remember which one. And then she had a uterine ablation in 2018. Which
vaginal surgeries or laparoscopic?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I would assume the cervical was probably vaginal. I think, but then she also is on an anxiety medication. She takes 2 pills 3 times a day.
So he's trying to suppress some.
You can tell she's a very like uptight, but I also would feel like as a teacher, she's probably a really cool teacher, like super high energy.
She's like an antsy and bubbly kind of teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once she kind of started talking about all that stuff, like I immediately started to try to make connections with her, like just who she is, what she does. She teaches at a middle school that was around schools that I grew up with. So we made a connection with a guy that we ran with in college that she taught. And then she's from Hawaii. So we started talking about Hawaii. Her middle name has like 33 characters in it. So she wrote it up on the board. Yeah. So we just like, at that point I started, okay, let's just make connection. So we get to the exam, top tier exam, dysfunctional, non-painful is cervical rotation to the left, extension, and then multi-segmental rotation to the left. Dysfunctional, painful, multi-segmental extension, and then right rotation.
Go back. Were the cervical rotation opposite of the multi-segmental rotation, or the same side?
Same. It was same. It was left, and then left. Yeah, those were D and DP was extension and right rotation. Limited T-spine lumbar extension, normal neuro orthopedic tests. Cashiers.
Got a lot of food in me.
Cause he already ate lunch.
That's true.
That's a great kid off Willy Wonka. He's gonna float away here.
Ortho right stork reproduced the anterior thigh burning.
Pause. Did you guys say you didn't know what stork test was?
Yeah, prior to coming here, I've never.
I just caught that.
Other than here, I had never heard it at school.
Really?
Never.
That's like the most like specific sensitive test for spondy.
In school.
In school? Yeah.
They don't teach us
Learned
anything
it
for spondy except maybe what instability test.
Really?
Disability test, yeah.
But I really
It's
don't
a terrible
care,
test.
which I feel like we don't even get taught it. They were just like, yeah, this
Did
is
you learn
kinda how
stroke
you
at school, Todd?
No.
No.
That is crazy.
We taught it.
That's like up in the Thessaly for meniscus.
We didn't learn Thessaly at school.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know Thessaly's either.
Learned that here, for sure.
We learned that.
I mean, we learned it, but it's like.
Okay, so I think after
Sorry.
the 30 seconds, after we hit this next wing, we'll demonstrate both of those tests for the
Yeah,
audience.
there you go.
You
Hey.
know?
Yeah.
Okay.
That blows my mind though. Like those are two very
Yeah.
sensitive and
There you go.
specific
Number
tests.
6.
Okay,
I feel like I've done a lot of drums here lately, but
number 6.
I think the easiest to
saving y'all.
This one is called the spicy shark.
It's got a little. Give that guy a sniff.
This one got 71,000 soils.
Get a little sniff.
how much does it have?
71,000. So
71,000.
not a huge jump. The
Yeah,
last one, but I guess we'll see.
just almost double.
The top of it kind of looks like there's blood in the water.
That's a little hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little hot.
I was hanging
Why
out.
is this not hitting me until like somebody started? I don't want that hitting.
It's a little hot.
I wonder if they make them to be like.
When did Gordon start?
Slowly put it up.
I think like not until I
Answer that one, Beau.
think the mom.
I think he was before that.
Really?
I think he was, man. He was yelling for a long time.
That's
Hanging out.
that's some spice.
Is it? Well, that's not last one.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's not hot.
You've also been eating every bite with ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Bite, bite, bite. This is melting.
That's really hot.
Oh, well, I mean,
Like that's the top of my limit at a restaurant.
Uh-oh.
There's not none of those yet. You had 6.
Well, yeah, if you had a bunch of those.
I can tell my face getting red.
This is like when you walk outside in casual Alabama day. It only goes up from here.
All right. So, stork.
Would it be demonstrating tests?
Oh yeah,
Can we show it maybe over here?
maybe
Yeah.
you can show it
Here.
right there.
We're here
Give him a stork.
on one foot,
Yep.
then in the other one. We're just leaning back.
Typical positive test is actually
it's actually kind of hot.
yeah, I can't talk. Is pain on the opposite side of the loaded leg because you think if you had a spondy of some sort, you're gonna have like derotation if you have a lack of stability. Thessaly's, you're usually grabbing like a door frame. Jesus, that's really hot. There's nobody that's not growing. My tongue is really
Watery over here.
Stand.
Hey, I'm telling you that ice cream is the move, dude. It paints and fits.
I'm not using my things until I got to.
Yeah. Yes, come on, man.
What?
Thessaly's is you're doing
Why did I bring it?
about 10 to 15 degrees. I won't be able to see the flexions much. Grab, you rotate around, look for pain. If there's no pain there, you go a little bit more 20, 25 degrees of flexion, look for pain. That's like 89% sensitive, 87% specific for.
Yep. I'll use it all the time.
There you go.
You guys didn't learn Thessaly's at
Nope.
Chubby Checker Dance?
Chubby checker dance. What's that?
That's
We're gonna demo that. Oh,
That's it. Chubby Checker.
oh, like a dance. Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Alexander.
Classic.
That's what we did.
Shouts out to you, Casey.
Balot.
Oh my god.
You know those.
Yeah.
That's what we did. Tell her
Nobody
Balot.
else thought that one was spicy.
It's
eyes are
still,
kinda
it's still
watering.
hanging out.
It's still
Yeah.
hanging.
It's still hanging out.
I'm starting to sweat.
I'm seeing you're sweating.
Yeah. I'm feeling it, Mr. Trash.
Guys,
That was 6.
how much time do we have?
We got a minute 50.
Say some words. Say some
Terrible.
words.
My lips are just like my lips are worse.
Let's advance this case till you can't speak.
All right. So right stork reproduce the anterior thigh burning.
Okay.
Prone laying and extension also reproduce the same thing and immediately. But well, I'll come back to that. Okay. So right now, I'm literally crying. Look at that. Watch the eyes.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
He gets emotional when he's talking about his
We're about to have to eat a wing. Okay. So
Here's a play.
I don't know.
no,
I need this.
right now, my pain audit is prone laying extension. And then functionally, when I was feeling like her paraspinals really hypertonic, also like barely touch them, and I mean, she's like twitching inside, right?
On both sides.
Both sides. She's also they're super tender. Oh, sorry about that. Uh-oh, what we got?
We got 40 seconds.
You're missing a wing.
Daniel grabbed one.
Oh.
Yeah, Daniel
This
grabs. Daniel has.
Oh,
his in
he
his
has.
hand, yeah.
Oh, so that's yours. This is mine.
All right, we'll come back.
That right there is a burnt quartz.
Yeah.
So what is this? What is that?
For the record, we all kind of started to feel number 6.
Yep.
That was
That's still sitting there.
Road 2 is here, baby.
He said started to. We still currently are.
that was 71,000. Now we're doing jalapeno chicos. It's number 7. This is 103,000 still.
That's a
How do we not expect our lister?
Well,
See, even she's upset about it.
she's upset about it.
we got
Okay.
2.
I'm trying not to touch this in my lips.
Let's get it.
Ah, dude, I hate this.
Here's a huge wing, man.
Just quick run.
Unless this builds, this isn't too bad. The last one snuck up on me.
Just waiting for 8.
The last one came in the back door.
The last one had the blood and water.
That last one rang the bell.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that one. That one.
Uh-oh.
You let something slide on the floor.
What?
Good God.
We can review with the record number of, that's what she said.
Yeah.
How about all these people
I'd
sitting
say this is
watch
on
us
par with
these
the last
wings?
one. I don't think that's any worse.
No, this ain't even.
No. I'm telling you, they're waiting for 8.
That doesn't even have like
Is
a
that
taste to
7?
it, though.
Mhm.
8's next thing.
Yeah, that was 7.
I guess that does come after 7.
Okay, so are we doing case or are we doing explain that Graham?
Oh, we gotta do explain that Graham.
All right.
Someone have my phone.
We'll get through this exam at some point.
You grab my phone.
Okay. So I went
You're gonna
down.
pop these up.
Yeah. So I went through everybody's Instagram. Beau went through mine. And I picked a random photo for them to explain. I'm just gonna go one by one here. I'm gonna start with Alex. So here is his.
And we'll throw these up. I'll put up some pictures so they'll be able to see them.
There's his photo, but I want Alex to explain this Graham.
Okay. So this is my lovely girlfriend, Lise.
Ooh.
She
Is she hotter than you?
is she hotter than these wings? For sure. I don't know. We'll have to see how 8 goes.
You're not. You just compared it to a wing dog. That's not good.
RIP this religion.
That's a quick relationship. But
Okay, so this is in Tampa. A few weeks ago, I went down there
That one,
I meet her parents.
was like before, yeah.
and we ate at a really nice restaurant. We got dinner with her sister.
And where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, America's best restaurant, Alabaster, Alabama.
That's what he really wanted to know.
That's why I picked it.
She makes fun of me because it's the only shirt I wear when we go out.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it.
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah.
So there's Alex's, and then we go down the horn. Here's Daniel.
Oh, let's go.
That's got to be Nacho Libre.
So this came from the year 2012.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I felt like there was probably like a roommate or a friend who had the mask. I mean, and there's no chance. If I had that mask, I'd probably still wear it. It was not mine. I just remember I had it, took a picture. That's about all I can remember. Do we
Okay.
know what it said underneath it?
No,
I think it's-
I didn't want any,
Yeah, no context. Yeah, you have to explain it.
Honestly, I don't even know the context.
That's
I know
what you get when you go to University of Alabama.
RTR.
Roll damn time.
Yeah.
I think Saban handed that to me.
Okay.
There was an oatmeal crying pot.
Then the next one is Beau. Here's the photo.
Let me see this.
So just explain that, Graham.
Yeah, no, this is just hunting gear. No. Honestly, my nieces were in town. This is at my dad's house. I was getting ready to go deer hunting, and my niece wanted to put her earmuffs on me, and I put them on me, and she went to take a picture. That's not much more than that.
That's sitting on the lips hard.
Yeah, it's
7?
It's getting hard for me to talk.
I honestly feel less than.
Yeah, I feel less than the last one.
It's sitting in the lips.
I think it's lips. Yeah.
Okay, so Seth, no matter how hot it is, it's probably not as hot as your lips were in this photo. Here's Seth, explain that, Graham. Explain that.
What is
Graham.
this one?
Oh, that's a sparkler. That's me and my friend Bailey. We were at like a 4th of July thing, and we just put a sparkler in our mouth.
Oh, and lit them.
Yeah, and little. That's all I got for you.
Like-
No burns, no casualties.
Yeah, no possibilities of
Look at me.
exploding in your face.
Look at me. Do I look like I've been?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh,
Yeah.
They can't answer me though.
your lips are
We'll
now.
get some comments. All right. Then we got Tanner up last
We got
here.
30
So
seconds.
I just want to read the banner, what it says here. You'll be able to read it there. It says, "Meet me at the finish line." Just want to know where those guns been
guns there.
Here, let's see.
Okay,
and what were you running? What's going on
so
there?
here's this photo.
Those are dancers' legs.
Okay. So the meet me at the finish line, that was from the Big 7 road race in Davenport, Iowa.
We got 6 seconds.
So that was last summer. Ran my first 7-mile race. That was the furthest I ran since cross country my sophomore year.
But now you've run.
But now I've ran a total of 3 trail races, and I've DNF'd 1. And I've set my distance PR with 11.25 miles. So
Should have
we'll see
been-
how far I go.
Supposed to be 20.
Should have been 20, but I backed down.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
The bomb.
So this one hit
Yeah,
people. This one's the bomb. And this is
Good.
135,000 units.
135.
Yeah.
So that's only 20 more than the last one, right? Ish.
Yeah.
Less.
20,000.
30 more. 30,000 more.
All right, boys. I get it.
Well, you know the worst thing that happened.
Okay.
Ice cream. Yeah.
That is a deep cough.
Dude, that's sitting in the throat.
Dude, I can see why they say it. It's like battery acid.
Let it be known, I just gave a spinal fracture to this thing.
Was chopping.
I'm salivating on my plate.
That's pretty hot.
I'm doing okay, honestly.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's I don't feel well.
Not by.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I really don't feel that's a lot of wings so to go.
Oh man, that's fucking hot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think what's getting me through this is knowing that I did a second one.
Huh? Each one gets hotter. What do you mean I'll need a second? That's hot.
Yeah, I'm going. I didn't
I like that.
Okay.
Right.
You know, as they say, break a leg.
You okay like that? Good.
That one,
Dude, I'm telling you, beers play.
Did you make that one?
Yes.
Maybe.
All right, we gotta keep going on this case. All right.
I'm just not milk yet.
I don't like this game anymore. I don't like this.
okay.
You spun my game.
Functional audit, lumbar paraspinal hypertonicity, pain audit, prone line and extension. Current diagnosis, heavily on the centrally mediated side of pain, but also potentially mains. Like that's also in the back of my mind because I can reproduce it with extension, right? Treatment, put her in breathing in a child's pose position. And
You must have got a lot of flavor in that one. Your eyes.
Oh my God.
that honestly
Ooh, the lips here.
changed a ton. Just breathing in child's pose.
I'm trying to pay attention.
You're good. She had no pain in extension, no pain laying extension, and the hypertonicity was a lot better, right? So that's all I sent her home with that first day. And really, like my treatment focus is giving her all that. I mean, I think the breathing is important, but it's just time and space that she's going to be in. What do you You all right over here, Bucko?
I think it's beautiful the progress that he made. Brings a tear to my eye.
No,
You guys see how red my face is on the
yeah, dog. You're red. We gotta save some ice cream, bro.
I hope that's the worst one.
Okay, he made some great progress.
Yeah.
I don't know how much progress we're gonna make, but
So first homework, just breathing. All right. She comes back next visit. She doesn't have the anterior thigh pain, but an increase in central low back pain, which I told her, I was like, hey, we're okay with that. Then
The key here is not letting it touch your lips.
the lumbar,
That's did.
What's this tongue? Oh, it's in the middle.
so the lumbar rectors.
I wish I had a quick
Doing way better.
lumbar lesion now.
yeah.
Somebody could just take my brain stem and just.
All right there.
Does anybody else have just
Yeah.
saliva? Just like there it is.
I'm not sure if that's that or ice cream.
All right. You'll be for number 9.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can't. I can see what they're saying. I think I'm hearing
Okay, so-
voices.
All these other ones,
No, this one just call it a flat.
all these other ones, I'm still for the record, I still haven't used the remedy.
I don't.
This next one, those other ones jump
you go.
30,000.
You're also
This one jumps 500,000 Scoville.
Oh my god.
It's like 6 times as hot. This is the watermelon ghost stop, number 9.
Dude,
I don't think my lips can take it.
my ears are really just like, my ears. There's them.
No, I might be getting a headache.
No,
We're all doctors. It's fine. Do a case study on whoever goes down first.
Oh,
All right.
all right, here we go.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was good.
Wait.
I laughed.
You think about that one?
One bite.
I,
It's not gonna put my lip. I guarantee that.
He's about that.
is that hot?
I don't know. I don't think I can feel anything else. I don't think it's so bad.
I
at
thought.
that
I
point.
thought.
It is?
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the back of this is the back of the tongue. That one at the middle of the tongue. This is like monopoly of hot sauce. They're just buying real estate with tongue.
that one had like a little bit of sweetness.
Okay, where were we at on the case? We got it now.
You just
Here's
finished
the
first-
challenge. You got
All
to.
right, go give it a bite.
I don't
Well-
want to.
We're on visit 2.
No regrets.
Not even a letter.
Visit 2. Anterior thigh pain has centralized. The tension in the lumbar rectors is way better.
I was in a different planet. What'd you do to
So just
centralize the symptoms?
we just breathed in child's pose.
Oh wow, good for you.
We might be breathing in the fetal position here in a second.
All DPs are now DNs. Okay.
I
Second,
wish mine were.
third visit. So she reported significant improvement in low back pain. She worked out this weekend. Didn't have any pain in her back while she was standing at school. And then we talked through, honestly, a lot of her weight loss goals because she kept bringing back up
You
the
think
fact
this
that
is
she's
like hormonal stuff?
well, potentially, but she
Yeah.
she like kept bringing
Yeah.
back up.
Oh.
She kept bringing back up how she wants to lose weight.
Dude, my stomach
And
hurts.
like I said, she's not a big person, right? But Tanner and I were talking with her, and she had failed to recognize that she's lost she's gone down in clothing size. She was having more energy during the day to actually do the workouts and stuff. But now and she's like more motivated to actually work out, but she's fixated on that number on the scale. She wants to be a certain weight, right?
So what's she basing that weight on?
Probably just whatever she used to.
Just numerical
Yeah.
number on the scale.
That she thinks she
That
should
wasn't
be.
bad. What the heck happened?
But so we spent most of the visit kind of talking about that. How like she's had big wins, being able to get to where she's actually motivated to work out. She's gone down in clothing size, has more energy during the day. But we also talked about like, hey, you work out in a hot sauna up to 3 times a day. Like now she's in school now, so she's not doing it as often. But
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
we got one more wing, Bucko. We got to dab it too.
I'm dabbing it.
Yeah.
I've only seen her 3 times. So that day we worked on rotational plank. Oh, sorry. Second visit, we upped the breathing to like supine and a dead bug, right? To work on some of the tension in the paraspinal.
So what's the thought process on what you need to change to get her out of pain though? Like obviously you're working on central stability strategy, just like
That's the main thing, but honestly, it's just like changing her mindset around all of it. It's not like I feel like most of it is centrally mediated.
Okay.
We're doing some mechanical things that are helping, but I think the biggest part for her why the breathing works so much is that she spent 5 minutes doing nothing, just breathing.
no.
Oh man. And we haven't talked about like the anxiety medication or anything like that. But she talks about how she's feeling like less, she has more energy to do these things and less, it seems like she's less anxious about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that napkin had hot sauce on it.
All right.
I can open my mouth and I can feel the heat coming.
Do maybe like one more visit or whatever, and then we'll get the last one going.
No, that was it. It was their visit. I've only seen her 3 times.
Oh, okay.
10-point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finale.
What did she have going on again? Is low
You can go back.
Bilateral,
Was it
bilateral anterior declavicular.
Anterior thigh.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But like, what's your classical diagnosis outside of like, hey, it's centrally mediated, we worked on some mechanical stuff, like
Going.
do you think the pain, like even though she had, well, this is a good question though. So do you think you're usually or can see radicular symptoms as chronic pain, like centrally mediated stuff? I'm not saying you can't, but
Yeah.
Okay.
do you know what I'm saying there?
I feel like I was kind of thinking about it in terms of your little quadrant.
Yeah.
Most of it being CNS, and the part of it that has the radicular, like I can reproduce the
So
radicular.
there is a mechanical component.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 60% CNS.
Yeah.
15%.
Probably some
One job
PNS. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a good use of so if you had to give percentages in the 4 quadrants, and give the 4 quadrants for people.
Let's go CNS like probably 65, 70.
Okay.
The PNS maybe like I don't have to add all these up now. Maybe like 15. The Funk Med another 10, 15, and then a little bit of what that's 4.
Yeah. PNS, musculoskeletal, central nervous system, and
Yeah.
med.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Last dab.
Okay, we're doing the
How much are we
last
down
dab.
here?
I don't know. That's up to how big your.
I did
Comments
5.
are.
I did 5 drops.
Mine feel pretty small.
Where, you already put it on here?
Okay. So
What's
here,
Yeah, you do another.
Here at
dab.
Hot Ones.
No, you do another.
yeah,
dab.
here at Hot Ones, we're doing a little bit.
Daniel goes, "You're put it on here, right?" I go, "Yeah, but you put more." And he goes,
Can I just say I didn't think he was gonna make it to this point.
"I'm telling you what.
Good
The
job.
last one is
think I
nothing
was
here.
gonna make it.
Mom.
I'm running
Number 6 is the worst.
Really?
8 was the worst by far.
Number 6 or number 8, but we're doing the last dab. This is the Apollo. It doesn't have any Scoville units,
Just
but we'll figure it
I
out.
think
So
I think it said it was around 2.5 million.
did you guys put this much on? Is that too much?
That might be a lot, Bo. Let me take a little bit of that.
Mm.
Oh, Seth.
We gotta be careful on the dabs. All right.
okay, are we doing a countdown on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Okay, let's have the Huntsville kid. The Huntsville kid.
Did you already eat it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on.
ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
That's pretty hot.
Well, that's in there. It tastes good.
I think that's just it being waned.
It's kind of
Not taste good.
I like it.
it's kind of sweet.
No.
A little acidy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get more of it.
Ugh.
This- That's gonna be a kicker though. It's coming
I
up.
don't know, man.
Oh yeah,
It's coming up from the
I could be
depths.
in there like swimwear.
That's like the Kraken. That's coming up.
Well, boys, we did it.
Let's freaking go.
We did all 10. My stomach does not feel good.
Okay. Ready to climb?
Uh-uh. I got goosebumps. I'm up.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a throat. Like that's.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I had to hit my throat.
Change it out a little bit.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's not on my tongue at all. That's back of my throat.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. Oh yeah. Ah.
okay, 0 remedies.
Good job.
Did it.
No,
Now-
I did.
Try the honey and just see if it kills it though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got a hot table thing.
Smoke came out.
Really?
He's gonna edit that in. You're still hanging.
Yeah, this is as good as anything.
Mm-hmm.
That actually worked on the tongue pretty well.
Oh,
Feel it on the lips
That
and the
one
throat.
goes though, man. That's getting worse.
it's still hanging, guys. It's not going away.
Yeah. That's my saliva.
Oh. I'm going down. Oh my God. Oh.
You okay?
How much honey? Oh my god.
I mean, a bigger amount.
Oh. Can we get
That's
a
pretty
close up on Alex's eyes over here? He's literally crying.
That was a lot of honey.
Hey,
That was a lot of honey. That was
We should do a close-up video of everybody's face.
I feel like I taste plastic.
Hope you're proud of me, Mom.
Never been better.
You're not bad. I don't know that.
Real good.
Sounds like it sucked.
Good.
That one's just growing.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's wow. It's
worse.
Dude,
That was-
hello.
If
That
you guys
could go-
are ever suggested and you need to clear the eustachian tube,
His nose is
Jerry, this is really.
Oh.
Oh my god, my lips are like stinging.
Yeah, they're gonna be burnt.
Oh,
Can
nobody else feels like they're hearing
you
voices.
get sunburn from eating?
Sometimes my ears are clogged.
Like I feel like I'm in like a.
I feel like I got hit with a flashbang.
A pepper spray.
Yes.
Flashbang?
All right, we gotta somehow wrap the show
Yeah.
up.
Somehow.
So. Dude, you're so good. If you're still with us at this point, we appreciate you listening.
Mm-hmm.
If you got any other ideas how to spice the podcast up, give them to us.
Yeah, this might have peaked the podcast.
And if you like what we're doing, give us a review. And yeah, we'll have a case on peptic ulcers next time. So
Yep.
just look forward to that.
Yeah, one of the remedies to diarrhea.
Y'all are up to the Hot Ones Challenge. Record your own video, get some cases going, get
Yeah.
some heat going. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Let's do remote week interviews. I like it. Oh god, we gotta get off the camera now. This guy's doing all sorts of great stuff.
All right.
Any closing comments?
Uh-uh.
All right.
RTR.
See y'all.